Yeah, hi, this is Phil Fenner. I'm with the Historical Society, Guemes Island, and we're here with Jeff Winston on the, what is it today? It's the 12th of August, 2025. Jeff Winston was instrumental in recording a lot of Guemes musicians. There were whole bands of string bands that he recorded. You can tell us about that. But I'm going to start by reading a quote of yours that was printed on the back of one of the albums that you released that includes banjo playing by Banjo Eddie. He said, "Traveling out west in 1969, I heard Hank Williams on a Wyoming country radio station, and I fell in love with America's music. It became a focus of our party bluegrass band, the Dog Island Boys, a few years later in Guemes Island. Doc Piling was an offshoot, focused on the playing of a legendary banjo player named David Coburn, to whom this CD is dedicated. We lost him in an auto accident 2 days after our opening gig, where he made people literally dance on the walls. The song Good Timin' Daddy was written in memoriam of him. We used to play the traditional tunes on many occasions. Please enjoy this album, Jeff Winston." So I'm guessing that was in about 2011 is the date on the CD cover. So that's about a year after I came to Guemes
It's
Island.
at least a decade ago.
Yeah.
Seems like more like 14 years ago.
I discovered that CD for sale at Anderson's store when I first came to the island.
You're old enough like me to remember the days when you were looking forward to and wondering, will I get to see 1984?
Well, what about 2001, The Space Odyssey?
And then the millennium, the '01 thing.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my God, we've seen a lot of history that we never thought we'd see.
Yeah.
But anyway, are we recording?
We are.
Okay, well, what can I say about banjo? Let's see. I met him because, well, we had a party society here on Guemes, and our favorite beer party weekly gathering was at a guy's place named Duke Torgerson, who lived on, I can't remember the name of the road, but it's easy to find on the map. Anyway, Duke was somebody who volunteered to help take care of delinquent youngsters. These guys were in trouble, and they would have to live in a delinquent prison if they didn't get a mentor or a caretaker, and Duke was Banjo's caretaker.
Ah.
So I met him there, and guess what? He was interested in the fact that I was trying to pound away at folk and country music, and he was really fascinated about the banjo, and so I got him one, and that's how it all started.
So you are the source of the banjo that we just had come in here recently, donated to the society. That was Banjo
Probably.
Eddie's banjo.
If I gotta look at it, I know for sure, but probably.
It's a holder.
It's a Honer?
Oh yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, yeah. Honer.
Great.
You don't have a Honer? You are not welcome in our band. I'm sorry, I make jokes about, I traveled all over Europe and did a lot of music, and playing with the Germans could be quite comical at times.
Now the picture on the back of this album cover that has you in the picture is dated 1974. Dog Island Boys, 1974. It's kind of an iconic picture. We have several different versions of it. And the lineup in the picture appears to be Banjo Eddie Miklosh on the left first, then Kit Marchenko on harmonica. Now Kit was an artist
Oh yeah.
primarily, but he was
And
also a
he was
musician.
the partner of the Anacortes Brass Works.
Right.
Where he made
With
all of his
Glenn
money.
Veal.
With Glenn Veal, yeah.
Right.
If we start talking Guemes history, we'll be here for a couple hours. Let's see, what were we originally talking about?
And then came a guy named Ron Flint.
Yep,
He's the tallest guy in the picture, it looks like.
always.
And he played guitar. Is
Yeah.
he still living or on the island?
Oh, yeah.
He is?
Yeah,
Oh, we
he's
should try to
around.
bring him in there.
Do you know about Mitercraft?
Yeah,
That's his
that's
company.
him.
That's him.
Well, I know about it, but I didn't make the connection. That's great. We have a couple of examples of
Am I just the teacher on this tape? Am I the professor? What else do you need to know? Anyway, Banjo was this wonderful kid that I was so happy to get his first banjo, and he immediately adapted to it and did really well on it.
Wow.
And so pretty soon we were having some all-out bluegrass parties at Duke's. I think he'd tell us we had, you know, he was kind of a rough character, but at times he'd tell us we had to go outside because we were dancing too crazy.
And then
Anyway,
the last guy in the lineup was Dan McCracken.
yeah, he's still with us.
Okay.
I call him Ace.
Well, we ought to get the band back together again as best we can. Three out of 5 of you still here. That's
We
great.
could have a memorial of some kind.
Yeah,
I
you bet.
guess.
Now that we have Banjo's Banjo.
Yeah. Let's see, who would be the banjo player? There's somebody obvious, and I'll think of it later.
Well, we just had Bud Ullman. He plays in the 720.
Oh yeah, he's plenty good.
Yeah.
That's the right choice, actually.
And Randy Reinhardt also plays the banjo.
Oh, he does.
Oh, he does. I should know that. I guess I did know that. Sorry. Sorry, Randy. Okay, never mind.
Well, anyhow, so any cut on those, and you've got 2 more CDs there besides the one that I happen to have. That's called Dock Piling and the Creosotes.
Yeah,
You've got
yeah,
2 more.
Dock Piling and the Creosotes is a good source of banjo music. These 2 just have some banjo tracks on them, and I had another whole stack of them that I misplaced. So
Okay, well,
we'll meet again someday.
that sounds good.
What can I say?
'Cause I'd like to.
I have this poster I want to take a copy of for you, of Dock Piling and the Creosotes.
Yeah, oh,
Our
okay.
original big-time show
Nice.
poster.
Is it the same as the album cover? Similar to it with the pilings going off into the beach and the guy with the dobro? I don't know who this guy
I think that was on the backside. I'm not remembering exactly.
is. Okay. I don't know who the guy is in the picture. Doesn't look like any member of the band. Here, I'll show it to you.
I'm flattered.
I don't know who that is.
Well,
Is that you?
Yeah, of course. When I was young, I guess I'm not so recognizable as I am today.
Well, that's a side view, you know.
That's me.
That could be, I don't know, some movie actor or something, don't you think? Yeah. All right. I'll buy that. That's him.
Very cool.
History here on Guemes, but boy, that was really the early days, the early 70s with Duke and getting to know Banjo the Kid.
So tell me how these recordings were made. Were they made here on the island?
Oh no,
No. Where was the studio?
I did a whole lot at a place in Seattle,
Oh, okay.
north of the University District. But
Okay.
I did most of my recording actually at a studio in Italy,
Oh.
in Torino, no, outside of Torino, let's see, Pinerolo is where I lived. So Pinerolo had a wonderful studio, and I did most of my recording there. And it was so cool because I could go over there and hang out with Italian people that love to eat and drink good wine.
And the really good wine is also really cheap. It's amazing, isn't it?
Not as cheap as Hungary. I have a place in Hungary.
Okay. Granted.
It's a long story, but anyway, one of my distributors wanted to get rid of their place, and it was incredibly cheap. And since then, whenever I can get over there, I want to stay there because everything is incredibly cheap compared to here.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
A great bottle of red wine, $2. That's dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah. Who taught Banjo Eddie the banjo?
I mean, you gave him the banjo, but he
Yeah,
just
yeah,
pick it
yeah.
up and start playing, or?
Yeah, I knew something about it. I knew some chords that I showed him. And I wasn't really a banjo player, but I'd been around a lot of banjo players. And as I recall, I introduced him, and he spent some time with a good banjo player that I knew from elsewhere. And he rapidly learned a lot of stuff. He was an almost instantaneous learner. I mean, I could just, once he knew all the chords, you know, I could just play a tune and he could see what I was playing on a guitar and figure out a part. He was really
Wow.
ingenious with the banjo. He had a good ear. He could just do it, which is kind of what the banjo is all about from the old days, you know. Just blend in.
So he was taught from someone that had a chorus, you think?
If he was here, we could find out, but I think he just picked up stuff here and there, and there were other banjo players around, coming through town, and there was a lot of bluegrass stuff happening on the West Coast. So there was banjo players around, and I'm not remembering exactly who might have been his teacher. But I think he was very quick to learn chords, and then he could figure out the parts pretty easily. He was quite talented, in my opinion.
What I call a natural talent.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And that's why I called him Banjo Eddie.
The Anacortes Historical Society is having a music exhibit start in October, and they've asked us to give them information about bands and music on Guemes Island for that. So, anything that we can collect and forward.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know. I've got his number. So I started looking through all my junk at my storage space and didn't get very far. I'll give it another shot. And I think, I know I came up with this poster I want to take a copy of. That would be cool. And there's other CDs. Like, for instance, this one only has a track on track 5. Sorry.
With banjo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Doc Piling is the same way. There's only one cut on there that has banjo in the credits.
There were a couple of CDs I did back when where he was pretty much there all the time, but I don't seem to be finding him. I'll keep looking.
Yeah, if you would, that'd be great. And then I guess the other question is all this copyrighted material? All these recordings? Right? And
Supposedly.
who would own the copyright? If we wanted,
Yes, I would.
you would? Okay.
Well, not, when you're doing Beatles music, I'm not gonna own anything.
Right. Well, if you look at the back of the album, it says copyright Cello Room Productions.
Right,
Anacortes.
that was my music
Okay.
company that
Okay.
I ran at the time.
So you own the copyright, so all we have to do is get you to sign off that it's okay to make this public and we don't have to worry
Sure,
about
oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's a huge advantage then, because it didn't, you're the publisher, so if you don't mind us making it public, we don't have to worry about it.
Absolutely, no, I'm here to
Great.
help.
That's a relief, because every time you do something like this, you're worried.
Okay, I'm only gonna charge you $9,000.
We'll look for a donation in that amount.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you listening, Banjo? We're trying to entertain you. Is it working? Oh, okay. Anyway.
Let's see, so
That's a pretty good email.
Cosmic?
he's got a
Yeah.
pipeline.
Yeah.
Mike McGinnis, he died about 5 or 6 years after Banjo.
Right.
But after Banjo died and before he died, he recorded for the Historical Society.
Mike is a very excellent source, better than I, mainly because, well, maybe I know Banjo from the very earliest days on Guemes, but Banjo was intense with Barbara, and then Barb became Mike McGinnis's girlfriend, and that's the house where she lives now. It's really a nice place. And so Mike really took care of her. Banjo was just a youngster's adventure.
Yeah.
But they were together for some time, and it was good to see them together because they were both quite happy at the time, I think. And Banjo had a lot of happy chapters, I'm wanting to think. And I'm wanting to think I was part of some of them.
Sounds like it, yeah.
We used to hang out quite a lot in the 70s. We'd play a lot of music at parties. And, okay, I admit, back then it was so we didn't have to buy the beer.
Yeah.
But whatever the motivation is, if music happens, it happens, and I like it.
Is there any overlap between this scene we're talking about and a guy named Ferdy Businger, by any chance?
Well, Ferdy is also a very old friend of mine from my earliest Guemes days, and he is quite a great guy.
Isn't he though? I just got to know him through his dad when his dad was still alive and living on the island.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he invited me to come over to Sinclair and see him over there, and then we've just been in touch ever since.
Yeah.
Just with random stuff, but he's got a whole lot of
I
stories.
call him Professor.
Yeah,
because whenever I want to know about something, I just take a picture and send it to the professor, and he tells me what it is. And there's a big spectrum to what I'm talking about: plants, flowers,
Yeah.
trees,
Oh, if it's to do with nature.
wildlife.
He's an
It's
expert.
all in that picture there. Whatever I need to know,
Right.
he can tell me what it is. I call him Professor.
But he did talk about his time on Guemes with me at one point, and he talked about some of the huge parties that he hosted. And I can just picture this band that you were part of, playing the music for events like that. Where was he? He was on Solstice Lane, is that where he was?
Yeah,
Yeah. He had a stone circle there, some kind of a Celtic ritual thing, you know?
right. Right.
And
We're full of Celtic rituals.
he did a lot of good stuff to save nature on the island too, though. He was the guy behind Beach Preserve. That would be Holmes' sites right now if it wasn't for him and a couple other people. Ferdy.
Yeah, he made it happen
He
with
did.
Patsy.
Yeah, exactly, right.
It was Patsy's money, but it was Ferdy's energy
Yeah,
that
well,
made it
he'd
happen.
already spent years on it before the money showed.
I helped quite a bit in the earliest
Oh, you
days when
did?
they were developing it.
Yeah.
And I must admit, I really miss my young hippie kid days here on the island,
Yeah.
when you'd walk through what we always called the Sloan Boatyard,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and there was all these great old funky rotting sheds
Wow.
everywhere.
Wow.
It was wonderful. Of course, it was much too dangerous to be a public preserve, and that's why it's all gone now, but at least they left the big box.
Yeah,
You
that
walk
box
down-
is out there, right?
They call it big box. And so we go on with only a big box and only a few banjo tunes that I brought, but there are others and I will make them appear. Hey,
Thanks.
I enjoy your project and I'd like to be part of it one way or the other.
All right, Jeff, well, thanks for...
Now, here's the CDs with a couple of banjo tracks.
All right.